If you need to stretch out a little bit, you can stretch out. Everybody's muted, so don't worry about that. Just settle into your space. Feel the breath in your space. Feel the breath filling the vessel that is your physical body. And if you need to wiggle or move as you breathe and settle in, then offer that to yourself. You don't have to be still. And then just imagine sitting on a throne. And upon that throne is a state of consciousness. The email I sent out this week mentioned that asana, before it meant posture, it meant throne. And upon that throne, we would set a desired state of consciousness. And so then as it transitioned into meaning posture, each yoga posture would invoke a particular state of consciousness. So let's imagine that we're seated on a particular state of consciousness. Maybe it's a virtue that you want to cultivate today, or a state of being. And connect with that for the next few rounds of breath, like 5, 6, 7 rounds of breath. We'll just feel ourselves seated upon that intention, that consciousness. As we move from asana to asana today, settling into the asana as if it were a throne, and as if that state of consciousness, we're embodying our being within and beyond. Now seated on that state of consciousness, imagine it as a light at the base of our spine. And as we inhale, that consciousness flows up the front of our body to the third eye between the eyebrows. And our exhale carries that state of consciousness down the back of the body to the base of the spine. Inhale the state of consciousness up the front of the body. And then exhale down the back body. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. And pause the bottom. In your next inhale, let's bring our arms out to the side, expanding beyond our vessel. Exhale, let's sweep the arms up. Inhale at the top. Then exhale, bring the hands down to the chest. Inhale out to the side. You can keep your eyes closed. Exhale, draw the arms up above the head. Pause. And now exhale, bring the hands down. And pause with our hands in front of our hearts. Inhale. And then we'll exhale, bring the arms out, let us sigh. Good, now let's bring the right hand across the chest and press that left upper or right upper arm in with the left arm, maybe looking over the right shoulder, little shoulder opener to start. You need to wiggle those sits bones and get comfortable again and kind of reset as we begin some movement. Just do that at any time. And on an inhale, open up the arms wide. Maybe flip the palms up to the sky, roll the shoulders, maybe some neck rolls with the arms out wide. One direction and then the other. And then bring the left arm across the chest. The right hand can press onto that shoulder or upper arm area. Look over the left shoulder. Feel some freedom, maybe in the back body and the shoulder, maybe in the breath. And then we'll inhale, open the arms again. And then let the arms fall down to the earth. Press the right hand onto the floor, sweep the left arm up and over. Send the left side body out towards the side of the mat and really reach with the fingertips. Press the hand into the ground if you want. You can bring it close to the body or out far. Opening up the side. And then exhale, bringing the other hand over. The right arm reaches up, across the right side body. Reaching for that long side or that short side of the mat. And then bring the hand down, shoulders stack over the hips. And then wiggle and fidget, get those sits bones grounded. Let's roll the shoulders up, back and down, or maybe back up and forward. Loosening up those shoulders. As many times as you need. Gonna do one direction for a few times and then switch or just alternate. And then we'll inhale, bring the arms up to the sky again. Let's bend that right arm, press that right elbow down with the left hand, and try to bring the arms kind of back. And maybe that right hand touches the scapula, maybe not. Maybe it's just kind of reaching behind us. Opening up the back of that right arm. Bring the chin to the chest, see how that feels. And then bring the gaze towards the sky. And then bring the gaze back forward, bring the right arm up. Maybe wiggle the wrists, rolling the wrists, maybe opening and closing the palms. And then bend the left arm, press the right or the left elbow down with the right hand. And be mindful if you're like bending your back, try to keep the back kind of straight. We're not sending the chest forward and tilting the pelvis. We're just opening up the back of the arm. And then bring the arm back to the sky. Let the hands come down. And then here we'll do some hands-free cat-cow. So reconnecting with that state of consciousness, feel it in your entire being. Feel it in your spine and feel it moving up and down the spine as we tuck the chest around the back. Hands come to the knees if that feels good, or the shins. And then tilt that pelvis, the chest and the heart. Come forward, head goes back. And then just moving on your own, exhale to round, chin to chest. You can inhale, find that expansion in the chest, one shoulders back. Maybe closing the eyes and visualizing that light wherever it might move to in the body. That state of consciousness that we're cultivating and creating space for today. Then one more time to round in both directions. And then roll the shoulders up and back so they stack over the hips. Let's send our legs long in front. And then let's kind of lean back just a little bit. We're not sending out the Mayday yet, but we're just going to kind of slap the legs down. Snap those back to the thighs a little bit. And then we'll bring our hips underneath the shoulders again. Let's flex the feet towards our face. And there's no goal here. We're just going to inhale to reach up. Ground those sits bones and just hinge it forward. Maybe noticing a little expansion in the back, or maybe underneath the legs, and just sit with that sensation, reaching forward with the arms. Breathe in, and then let's exhale. Bring the shoulders back, stack them over the hips. Let's bring our hands behind us again. Now point the toes, drop the head back, lift the heart to the sky. And then exhale, chin to the chest, flex the feet back, shoulders over hips, sweep the arms to the sky, hinge at the waist, draw the stomach in, heart leans forward. When you feel that sensation in the back or in the back of the legs, pause there. See where you can let go of any tension. If you're flexing the face. And let's bring the shoulders back over the hips and make our way to stand. Shaking out anything as you get there. Maybe taking off socks, adding a sweatshirt, whatever you might need. As we stand and ground through the feet. And when you get to your feet, imagine that ball of light in the spine, the base of the spine. Find some stillness and then offer a breath in and out with that intention flowing up the spine and then back down. And then we'll inhale to reach the arms to the sky. Exhale, bend the knees and fold it forward, Uttanasana. Exhale, step everything back. Let's find downward facing dog. Maybe the feet are wide, maybe the hands are wide. Find your downward facing dog for the morning. The first one, bend the knees a little bit. A few breaths, just opening and closing the backs of the legs by bending the knees. Now from here, let's ground that left ball of the foot or the left entire foot. If your heel's on the ground, lift the right leg to sky, bend the knee, stack the hip. Glance underneath that right armpit. And there's nothing there, but under the left is that foot. So maybe make some knee circles. Opening up the hips just a little bit. And our downward facing dog. Then I bring the right foot down. Ground through the feet, bend the knees to the earth, almost touching, and then straighten the legs. Send the left foot to sky, bend the knee, stack the hips. Here we go. Waking up the shoulders a little more now. Circles with the knee, maybe your favorite shape with that knee. And then bring that foot back to the earth. Pause here in our downward facing dog. Inhale, look up with the hands. Let's float it forward to plank pose. And then in our plank pose, we can either lift that right foot up just a little bit, or we can keep it down. But we're going to be here for a couple of breaths. And try to feel that light. Visualize that light in the spine, that state of consciousness. So lower that foot down, and then lift the left foot up. Maybe we're in our three-legged plank. Breathe in. When you're ready, lower that foot down. Let's step our right foot forward. Ground that right foot, feel the ball of the left foot active, and we'll inhale to reach up for sky. Straighten that front leg, get set, and then exhale, bend that front knee. And then bring the hands down to the side. Let's place our hands on our hips. Maybe pinch the shoulder blades together, opening the heart up. Or maybe we bring our arms back and interlace the fingers. Little chest opener. And an option here, just a slight back bend. The first little kind of back bend of the morning, warming up the spine still. Just pull those hands down or bring those shoulder elbows together. Drop the head back a little bit. And now let's exhale, fold it forward. Humble warrior, arms can come up to the sky, or they can grab opposite elbows. Breathing in. Exhale, breathe out. Inhale. Now exhale, lift the hands to the sky, bring them out to the side. The left hand comes on the inside of the foot, maybe to a block. Ground that left hand, reach up for sky. Pavrita Parasukhanasana. And maybe that arm is up high to the sky, maybe it's out to the side. We're just opening up the chest. We're not trying to reach for the stars. We're opening up the heart. And then feel that intention on this throne. Exhale, lower the right hand down. The hands frame the foot. Let's bend that back knee just a little bit so it kind of comes to the ground and straighten it back up. Bend that back leg, lower that knee to the ground and straighten it back up. One more time, lower that knee, hover, hover, hover over the earth, and then straighten that leg. Breathe in. Now exhale, step the left foot forward. Let's rise all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, the hands come to the heart. Shake out the legs, bend the knees. Set the feet. Breathe in. Exhale, breathe out. Bend the knees, sweep up for sky. Then exhale, fold it forward. Uttanasana. Inhale. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Let's be here for 3 breaths. Any variation of downward facing dog, you can bend the knees, you can keep the legs straight, maybe close the eyes. And just feel this asana. Feel this throne of consciousness. Breathe in. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale, sigh. Now let's roll forward into our plank pose. And lower down the knees, tops of the feet come to the earth. Now exhale, bend the elbows, lower the heart down. The heart hovers, the chin hovers over the earth. And now exhale, press up. And let's come back to child's pose. Rest in child's pose for a breath. And then exhale, reach the fingers forward, bring the heart forward. So now we lower down our knees, chest, chin again, the elbows bend, the heart hovers. Breathe in. Exhale, press up and go back to child's pose. Let's be here for 2 breaths this time. On our exhale, we roll forward, hands plant, elbows bend, hover the heart and the chin down to the bottom of the earth. Breathe in. Exhale, press it up and sit back to child's pose for 3 breaths. Maybe notice where the energy in the body is moving. Notice where the breath goes on your next inhale. And then we'll exhale. Bring our shoulders over our hands. Step the left foot forward. Come onto the ball of the right foot. Ground through the back foot, ground through the front foot. Inhale, rise up to the sky. And then settle into the front foot. Settle into the ball, that back foot. Bring the hands to the hips. Shine the heart forward. Maybe we interlace the hands behind back. And then when you're ready, maybe do a slight little back bend by just lifting the heart and just bringing the head back just a little bit. And then flush it out. Exhale, fold forward, humble warrior. Any variation with those arms. Breathe. Deep breath in. Exhale, bring the hands to frame the foot. Let's bring a block on the inside of that foot or to the earth. Hand comes down, the opposite arm lifts up to the sky. Try to keep those hips in the middle. Sometimes they tend to kind of go towards that upward arm side of the mat, but try to bring them in. So we're steady and our core is active. Inhale. Now exhale, bring the hands to frame the foot. You can move the block out of the way. Lower down that back knee, let it hover, and then bring it up. Let that knee hover, bending the knee towards the ground and lift it up, pressing through the heel as we lift. Then lower down, the knee hovers, and then draw it back up. You breathe in. Exhale, side, frame the front foot. Let's step the left foot back. Here's our plank pose. A nice steady plank, breathe in. Now exhale, flow over to the left side. The left side of the foot is on the earth. The left hand, you can reach the right arm to sky. The right foot can come down as a kickstand. Let's be here 3 breaths. The weight is kind of in the back of the shoulder. So if you're kind of rounding forward into the front of the shoulder, try to send the chest back. So it's kind of in the back body. Any variation with that top arm. Visualize that light moving up and down the spine. Now bring that right hand down. Inhale to find plank pose. Breathe in. You can always lower the knees or find downward facing dog. We'll be here for 2 more breaths. Exhale. Breathe in. And our next exhale sends us to the right side of the foot on the earth, right hand down. You can always come onto your forearm too. That's always a really nice option. Any variation of your side plank. It's that state of consciousness. Bringing it a throne to sit on. And then we'll exhale, bring the left hand down, float the hips back to the middle, back to plank pose, 1 breath here. And then exhale, bring the knees nice and wide. Let's sit it back, child's pose for 3 breaths. And then be with that consciousness in our child's pose. Inhale, glance up at the hands. Let's roll everything forward, find downward facing dog with the hips up to the sky. Breathe in. Inhale, let's roll it forward. Plank pose, shoulders over the wrists, breathe in. And then exhale, draw the right knee to the right elbow. And then step that foot back. And then draw the left knee to the left elbow. Step that foot back. And let's send the hips up and back to downward facing dog. Exhale. Inhale, step the right foot forward. Ground the left heel down. And then when you're ready, send the left hand kind of back. Reach the fingers, point towards that left back foot, and then bring the right arm forward. And let's rise up, reaching the fingers to one short edge to the other short edge of the mat. And our feet pulling the mat apart, away from each other. Maybe the hips open a lot or a little bit. And then find that throne. And breathe. Inhale. And then exhale, bring that hand inside the foot there, the right hand down, let it hover on the inside of the leg. Left arm can reach up or can find that hip. Imagine rotating the hip, that left hip towards the sky, and the shoulder open, so the heart is open. Now bring that right arm out, reaching past the shoulder. So the fingers are in the same direction as the toes. Yeah. And now let's exhale, straighten that leg, and then bring the arms back up like a T. Nice, guys, breathe in. Exhale, reach up, fingertips past the right foot, and then hinge again. So that hand from the inside of the foot, let it hover. Left arm can reach up or find the hip. Deep breath in and out. Inhale, bring that right arm out from the shoulder. So you could lay your head on your bicep if you wanted. Fingers in the same direction as that foot. Now bring the left arm to sky. Bend that knee, exhale. And then flip the palms down to the earth. Nice, breathe in. Exhale, sigh. Bring the hands to the hips. Pivot that right foot towards the long edge. So we can pivot the left foot towards the short edge. And then when you're ready, sink those hips as we bend the front leg. Or maybe it's the back leg for you. Whatever that left leg is, bend it. Find that throne. Inhale, feel the light moving up and down the spine. Exhale, let's settle in. Notice that this state of consciousness is with us, whether our heart's beating fast and we're in like a more demanding asana, you could say, or whether we're kind of relaxed. But that state of consciousness can go with us. So we're going to cultivate that. So when we're off the mat and it's kind of a easy peasy day, or if it's a busy day, we have it and we can access it. Let's breathe in. Exhale, that hand comes on the inside. The leg, the right arm can reach up or to the hip. If you want, bring that arm out to reach the same direction, the fingers the same direction as the toes. And rest your head on the arm if you want. Exhale, straighten that leg. Right arm comes to the sky. And then exhale, arms reach, fingers reach side to, or short edge to short edge. Breathe in. Exhale, the left hand past the toes and then hinge at the waist. Left arm down or fingers up towards the sky or the hips. Inhale. Exhale. Nice, guys. And you can bend that front leg as much as you need to. Let's bring the arms to the sky. And then back out like a T. Bring the left foot to the long edge. Hands come to the hips. Bend the knees. Exhale, fold it forward. Finding a wide-legged forward fold. Maybe the hands are under the heart, or they can be on the hips or the legs. Maybe you reach those hands for the opposite long edge of the mat. So your feet are kind of towards one direction and your hands are the other. And then feel that state of consciousness expanding through your entire being. And breathe in. And exhale, bring those hands underneath the heart. Now let's walk the hands towards the front of the mat and then pivot the feet so they're facing the front of the mat. Step that back foot forward so it's maybe about 1/2 meter from the heel of that left foot or whatever feels right for the base of your little pyramid. Now bring the block on the inside of that left foot and now bend the knees and we're going to rise all the way up to stand. Exhale, bring the hands towards the ground. You can straighten that front leg or it can be bent just a little bit. Now adjust and find that base. So maybe both toes face the front, maybe that back toes face the long edge. Get that base set up. We're going to reach for sky again. On an exhale, we relax the shoulders, let those hips settle. Inhale to bring that consciousness up the front of the body. Exhale, down the back. Inhale, breathe in. Now bend that front knee, let's fold it forward. Exhale, you can bring the hands to the shin, or maybe towards the earth or that foot. Parsvottanasana, this pyramid pose. Breathe in. Now exhale, bring that right hand to that block on the inside of the foot. Let's reach our left hand to sky. Arrange that block wherever you need it so you have that steadiness to reach that arm up without strain. We're not stressing out here. We're creating some expansion and freedom in our vessel. Breathe in. Let's exhale, bring that hand to frame the foot. Now bend that front knee, let's rise up. Exhale, reconnect with that base, the feet, the hips, let the shoulders relax, breathe in. Exhale, fold it forward, the right hand finds that block, the left hand reaches up to sky. Keep those hips to the middle, inhale. And now exhale, bend that left leg. You can walk the block forward with the hand. Let's try to lift that back leg. It can be a lot or a little bit for our revolved half moon. So just as we were in our three-legged plank, it's the same activation in that right leg. Maybe the glutes are active as we lift that heel to the sky. And now exhale, bring the left hand down. Bring that right foot down. And then release that hand from the block. Let's rise up. And straighten that front leg or it can be bent. Let's find that base. And then reconnect with the earth, reconnect with those hips. Whether you're in like a crescent or whether it's a pyramid. Or maybe your mountain pose. It's your throne. Let's breathe in. Let's fold our hands forward and step that back foot up, Uttanasana. Maybe that block is there, and we press our hands on the block and we lift that back up to the sky, kind of rounding with that block there, bringing the ground closer to our hands. And now bend the knees, and let's sit back in our chair just for 3 breaths. Breathing in and out. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. Here's our throne. Inhale. Now exhale, sweep those fingers towards the ground, grind into that right foot. Let's step the left foot back, setting up for pyramid pose. Straighten that front leg, draw that block on the inside of the foot. Find your base, let's rise up. And then reset that base if you need to. Breathe in. Let's sweep our hands behind us this time. Either hands to the hips or opposite elbows. Maybe they find prayer behind our back. Maybe not. We're going to straighten the leg and fold it forward, bending as much as we need. Parsvottanasana. Exhale. Inhale, drawing our awareness up as we bring the shoulders over the hips. Exhale, reset, and we release the shoulders. Release the hands, inhale. And exhale, folding forward again. Maybe the hands come to the shins. The left hand can come to the block, the right hand to the earth. We're gonna pause in our pyramid pose. Breathe in. Exhale, sigh. Now press that left hand into the block. Bend the front leg as much as you need. We'll bring the right arm to sky. Try to keep those hips in the middle so they're not swinging out to the side. Nothing wrong with a little hip swing every now and then, but let's try to keep them in the middle this time. And then feel that state of consciousness. It's there. Let it bubble up. We're not going to look for it. We're just going to let it come. Exhale, frame the foot with the hands again. Let's bend the knee. You can rise up if you want, or you can stay folded. But find that little reset, find the breath, be with the breath. And then we'll bring the hand to the block again. You can bring it up to any setting that you want. Maybe walk it out in front. We're gonna bring our right hand to sky and then come into a revolved half moon. Havrita Ardha Chandrasana. And then let that state of consciousness bubble up. Maybe that means you bring the leg down or the arm to the hip. Whatever your revolved half moon looks like today. And let's bring the hand to the hip, bring that left foot all the way down. Bend the front knee, reset, bring the arms to the sky. Maybe you're in crescent or maybe you're in pyramid when you get to the top. Bring the hands down to face the floor, the fingertips reach for the ground. Inhale. Now let's exhale, frame the foot. Step both feet back, plank pose, I promise, just a breath. Inhale. Now exhale, back downward facing dog. And then exhale, knees are wide, hips sit back. Balasana. Child's pose, 3 breaths. Maybe the hands reach behind us. You can massage the feet a little bit, forehead to the ground, or arms can be in front or at the back of the neck in prayer. Inhale. Exhale. Now let's reach the arms in front if they're not there already. Roll up to tabletop. Bring those knees underneath the hips. Now inhale to bring that right foot back. So maybe it's in line with the hip, or maybe it's a little higher. Breathe in. Now exhale, bring that knee towards the elbow, and then extend it back as if you're kicking back into the wall. Really reach to the heel. And then exhale, bring the knee to the elbow. Inhale, send the leg back. Breathe in. Now exhale, bring that knee to the ground. If you need to sit back, maybe let those wrists relax for just a breath or two, you can do that. And then we'll meet in our tabletop. So shoulders over the wrists. Let's inhale to send that left leg back. Really kick through the heel. Exhale, draw the knee to the elbow. And then inhale to send it back. And draw that knee in. Notice that throne of consciousness. Send the leg back. And then back in. Inhale, send it back. And now lower that knee. And let's sit back in child's pose, wide-legged or wide-kneed or narrow-kneed. And exhale. Maybe visualizing the breath up the front of the body and down the back of the body. Now glancing up at the hands, let's roll forward and exhale back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathing in and out. Let those shoulder blades relax on the back. Now let's walk the feet towards the hands, nice and slow. So maybe the ball of the foot comes right in front of the big toe with each step. So it's really like micro steps. You're trying to leave a little trail of toe prints on your mat as you walk forward. And as you walk forward, the shoulders stack over the wrists and the stomach draws in more and more. Maybe you come onto your fingertips, the closer you get. And then once your feet are at the front of the mat, bend the knees and then slowly rise up. And draw those hands to the heart. And then let's find our mountain pose and we close the eyes. Tadasana. On your next exhale, sigh into that left foot so you ground. And now bring that right knee to bend. And let's hinge at the waist. So the heart leans forward. And as we lean forward, that right leg kicks back, kind of like it just did when you were in tabletop. So maybe the back, the heart is parallel to the floor, the back is parallel to the sky, the right leg reaches back. Now let's bring our arms out, reaching for the front of the mat. And let the hands dangle just underneath the shoulders. So it's like we're in tabletop, but we're not touching the ground. And now bring that right knee to the right elbow, just exhale. And then send it back, inhale. The arms are just hanging down like zombie arms, I guess you could say. And then we'll bring that right knee to the right elbow that's just hanging there. And then we're gonna inhale to send it back. Let's pause and the leg back, inhale. And now exhale. Let's draw that knee up as we bring the shoulders over the hips and maybe kick that leg out in front. And breathe. Another deep breath in. Maybe we bend that left knee, have a one-legged chair, kind of tricky. And then we'll rise up and plant the foot. And we'll find our mountain pose. Breathing in and out. Get your feet set up. And then sigh into that right foot, connecting into the earth. Bring that left knee up. And then we're going to hinge, sending the left leg back, heart parallel with the floor. It's like our standing, dangling tabletop. It's a little more poetic than zombie arms. Let the arms dangle. Find that strength and that steadiness in the right foot. You can always bring your hands to blocks too. And then bend that left knee and then exhale towards that left elbow. And then inhale to send the leg back. Left knee to left elbow. Strong core. Inhale to send it back. Bring the arms out in front so they reach in the same direction as the crown of the head. And now bend that left knee as we bring the leg through, shoulders over the hips. Send that leg forward. It could be as high or low as makes sense for you to keep that steadiness. You can stay here if you want to bend that right leg. You can kind of go into a one-legged chair. You can stay still. Just a few breaths. And then exhale, ground the left foot. And then relax into your mountain pose. Yeah, shake it up. We're going to inhale our arms to the sky, palms come together. Let's send the hips forward as we send those thumbs kind of towards the ground behind us. The heart lifts. Pause here and a little back bend. And then we're going to exhale, float it forward, wash it out. Hang here in our Uttanasana. Bend the knees, reach the hands to sky. Breathing in. Hands come together, send the hips forward, the thumbs go back towards the ground, heart lifts towards the sky, an energizing back bend. And then exhale, fold it forward, relaxing with a forward fold. And these opposite energies. Bend the knees, reach up for sky. Hands come above the head. And then exhale, find balance in our Tadasana. Moving side to side, moving the hips around, exhale. We're gonna make our way to downward facing dog. So however you wanna get there, maybe you wanna go into a fold and right back to downward facing dog. Do you wanna move through a cobra or upward facing dog? Maybe a chair pose. But let's meet in downward facing dog. Our final downward facing dog together. However you get there is up to you. For those of us that get there first, we're just gonna wait in our downward facing dog. Breathe in, exhale, sigh. Inhale to bring the right knee up towards the wrist and then lower that right knee down. You can bring that foot kind of towards the left wrist, or maybe it's at an angle. Let's lower the left knee down and then bring the forearms to the ground, our pigeon pose. Maybe the right hip has something to support it underneath. So we can kind of have a little more hips towards the earth, or maybe you're kind of on the left side of the leg and you don't want anything underneath that right hip. We'll just breathe. Let that heart reach for the earth, and the back body reach for the heart. Exhale to come onto the palms of the hands if you're not already on your palms. And shift the right hip over to the right. Hands come down, curl the left toes under. And now let's bring the right leg up to the sky, maybe moving through downward facing dog. You can stack the hips if you want, or just reach it for sky. Bring the right leg down. And then let's bring that left knee towards the left wrist. And lower down for our pigeon on the other side. If this doesn't feel good on your stomach, guys, come into that reclined pigeon with that right ankle on the, or left ankle on the right thigh and leg to the sky. And closing our eyes. Two more breaths. And coming on to palms of the hands, forearms, or off the forearms, and back to downward facing dog. Then lift that leg to the sky. If you're on the ground, and roll into downward facing dog. And then from here, let's lower down those knees. Then make our way to our backs. When we get to the back, hugging the knees into the chest, and then finding a happy baby. Soles of the feet to the sky, hands can be behind the knees, just kind of gravity and the weight of the arms, bringing those knees towards the chest or the outside of the foot. And rock side to side. Now let's bring the knees together. Cross the right leg over, or sorry, cross the left leg over the right. And let's drop our knees over to the right. So the left leg's on top of the right, the legs are crossed. Drop the knees over to the right, arms can come out like a T. If it feels better to just stack the knees on top of each other, then you can do that too. Either cross left leg over the right leg, or knees can stack. Open the arms out. That left shoulder doesn't have to touch the ground. It can be hovering. Breathing in and out. And exhale, draw the knees back to the middle. Nice strong core to do so. Uncross the legs if they're crossed. Cross the right over the left. Drop the knees over to the right, or they can just stack. Maybe closing the eyes. A state of consciousness, kind of high-fiving every cell in the body. This new information of consciousness, maybe one that it's familiar with, but just spreading this state of consciousness to every cell, every fiber of our being, resonating and radiating with our desired state of consciousness. Whenever you're ready on an exhale, bring the knees to the middle. You can move through your knees to the chest, legs to the sky, and find your shavasana whenever you're ready. Our shavasana is our time to relax into the practice even more than before. Relaxing the forehead and the temples, sides of the neck, the throat. Relax the tops of the shoulders and the backs and the fronts of the shoulders. The palms, the elbows. Relax every little muscle between the ribs. Relax the side body and the hips. Let everything from the waist down relax. And allow yourself to just be. Notice if you find yourself trying to relax. Just let go of that effort in the body. Now feel yourself as energy. Feel your breath as energy. Feel your movements as energy. And feel that state of consciousness as energy. And feel that energy of consciousness melding with the energy that is your body, that is your breath, that is the energy of your consciousness. And let it be so. And when you're ready on your own time, you can roll to one side and come to a seated position. And in that seat, it's connecting again with that energy of breath, that energy of life force. Allow your body to adjust to this seat after being in a resting position. And let's inhale for a count of 4. Pause for 2, 1. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause, pause. Exhale, 6, 4, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause, pause. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last inhale, in, 3, 4. Pause, pause, and then exhale. And just settle into your natural breath. Maybe go forth today having cultivated this consciousness on the throne in many different thrones. So we can have that consciousness, that state of awareness with us as we are on many different thrones throughout our day, throughout our weekend. Let's exhale, inhale. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om.